Hey Timmy here, I talk about my journey towards becoming a master's student in the performing arts. Today we're going to talk about my audition for the Actors Studio Drama School under Pace University. I didn't give much thought to it until after the audition, but its most notable alumnus now would have to be Bradley Cooper. He graduated from the program a long time ago when the school was still under the new school rather than Pace University. Just a little background. Pace was actually one of the last applications, if not the last one, that I completed because its deadline was 1st of March. And its online application portal is, compared to other US schools that I applied to, is one of the most primitive, simple ones. I say that because from an IT standpoint, the online form is really, for lack of a better word, basic and stripped down. Not just in terms of look and feel, but also from the back-end logic. If I remember correctly, the first 3 digits of my mobile phone number on the system ended up being an US area code because the actual phone number field only took up to 8 numbers as per US standards, I think. But a Malaysian mobile phone number has 10 digits or more. I also ended up uploading my resume 2 times by accident because I think the page does not show uploaded documents or something, and also does not allow deleting, editing, or replacing uploaded documents, I think. But anyway, the point is, when I saw that they were holding auditions in January in the same period that other schools were holding theirs, I completed my application by the priority deadline of 1st January and scheduled my audition with them as soon as I could. And this is what went down on the 20th of January 2019. Today is the second batch of auditions. Well, it's not really a batch because there's just one today. Today I'm auditioning for the Actors Studio Drama School under Pace University, and instead of monologues they want a scene, so I'll be doing a scene from Angels in America. I'll be doing Joe Pitt, and I have my friend Farah Faizan, who is currently studying at the Marymount Manhattan College, to help me out with Harper Pitt. And the audition is at 10 o'clock, but we'll be meeting up at 9 o'clock just to run through the lines and get comfortable with each other before the audition. Wish me luck! Let's go! The Actors Studio Drama School is the only school that wanted a scene rather than monologues, and you have to bring your own scene partner, and both of you must be off book. When I first saw that they wanted a scene with a partner rather than monologues, I was like, what? Because it's just extra work to prepare on my end. Because now I have to prepare a whole scene on top of 4 monologues, 2 songs, and a movement piece that I was already working on for all my other auditions. I picked the scene from Angels in America because in 2018 I completed an acting course called the Actors Gym, and I worked on that for my student showcase. Shout out to my original Harper Pitt, Nas! I wish I could fly you there to be my scene partner, but I could not. Which brings me to my next point. Since I was not going to be able to fly a partner over, I had to look for people that I know who are currently based in NYC. I got in touch with a few friends, but it was a little short notice for them and they had things to do. So I was really glad that Farah was able to help me. We had a rehearsal on Friday, a day after I landed, took a break on Saturday, and agreed to meet up on Sunday an hour before the audition just to run lines and refresh things. And Farah was perfect for the role and a fantastic scene partner. Thank you, Farah. Anyway, Pace University is located in Lower Manhattan, where some of the famous landmarks in NYC are, such as the World Trade Center, Wall Street, the City Hall, and the famous Brooklyn Bridge. In fact, Pace is only a few blocks away from the Brooklyn Bridge, so it was the perfect opportunity for me to explore yet another section of Manhattan. The nearest subway station is Fulton Street Station, and once you get out of that station, Pace University is just straight ahead, just a few blocks away. I got there by 9 AM and told Farah I was there. And jang, this is where the drama started. She did not respond to my messages or my calls. In the beginning, I did not think much of it because, well, for many reasons. Maybe the reception was just bad because I experienced that myself quite a lot. Maybe she was centering herself for the audition and the role while on the way there, since Harper Pit is not an easy role to play. Or maybe she's just the type who doesn't do messages or calls in the morning. So I didn't think much of it.
I am now at Pace University about 45 minutes earlier than my scheduled audition because I was supposed to meet my scene partner to run lines, but I think she's a bit late because of the weather. But that's fine. I'm just gonna chill here and wait for the audition.
15 minutes in, she still did not show up. The messages were not even read. That was very unlike her, so I became a little worried. I didn't know whether she was okay, if she was mugged on the way or whatever. I was thinking about calling the police, but at the same time wasn't sure if I was overreacting. And also, if I were to call the police, would it take a long time to resolve, because then my mind would be preoccupied there instead of on the audition. So I thought against it to only call the police after the audition, because I have to solve my audition situation as well, because, well, the show must go on.
I think something is up with my scene partner Farah. I don't know what's going on. She's not returning my calls. She's not reading my messages. I don't know if she's okay, but I think I'll have to convince the audition panel to just let me do a monologue. I mean, I'm worried about her, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
From the lobby to the audition space, it was quite a walk, and a lot of things were running through my mind at that time. I was trying to navigate the place, I was worried about Farah, I was thinking about which monologues I should do, I didn't know if the panel would even allow me to do that, and I was afraid that they would be upset that I did not come with a scene partner, and at the same time I was trying to take videos of this new place I've never been. So I made it to the space by 10 AM and I met with the person in charge and program coordinator, Chihangir G. Duman, a fellow alumnus of the MFA directing program at the Actors Studio Drama School, and told him my situation. He very kindly offered to reschedule me to a later time on the same day, so I had time to figure out what was going on. I said yes, and we just kind of played it by ear in that he would slot people ahead of me while I ran through my monologues, and at the same time was still waiting for Farah. I was thinking if she did not show up by a certain time, I would just go with the two contrasting monologues. Good news! At, I think, 11:30 AM, Farah called, and in panic and in guilt, she told me that she overslept. But I wasn't mad, I wasn't upset, I was just relieved that she was okay. I told her, don't worry about what happened and just get there as soon as she can, but don't rush, be safe, because we had time. G was okay with slotting other people in until Farah showed up. So what happened was Farah overslept because she was working the night before. Poor girl must have been dead tired, and she still said yes to helping me out on a Sunday morning. So thank you very much, Farah. At about 12 PM, Farah finally showed up and we proceeded with our audition.
Okay, so my scene partner made it, so everything will go according to plan. Just an hour and a half behind schedule, but
so this is how the audition went. Once we were ready, G brought us into this black box space where the panel were seated behind a row of desks, and we did a scene. It felt a little weird because we had to get used to the space in a short time and essentially perform. But Farah and I, we did what we could and we're proud of it. Well, at least I am proud of it. And once we were done, we waited outside the room for adjustments. Well, adjustments for me, not Farah, because she was just my scene partner. Susan Ashton, one of the panel members and also the director of the MFA acting program, came out to give adjustments. It was awkward for me because she kept asking me what does the character need, and I was like, do you mean like a prop or something? She was like, no, what does he need? Then I actually asked her, what are you looking for? Because I seriously had no idea what direction I was supposed to go with that question. She told me, Don't worry about what I'm looking for. Think about what the character needs. Eventually, we managed to narrow it down and I answered acceptance. Joe Pitt needed acceptance from his wife and from himself about who he was. Well, for me at that time anyway, because this may change the next time I do it or as I age or... And then she was like, think about what that means to you. Is there something in your life that you need acceptance for? Go with that. She also told me to just do the scene from halfway through, and she left me to it. I took a moment to digest it, and Farah and I went into the room again. So we did the scene from halfway through, but this time it just became way more intense for me. So much so that when I was done, I was actually shaking, and I was actually embarrassingly squatting on the floor just to calm myself down while Farah was being asked to leave. And after that, once I got myself together, I sat down for a standard interview with the panel. They asked me why, I answered why. They asked me if I was ready to do this kind of work. I said, of course. We talked a little bit and then I was escorted out of the room by Susan Ford, who I did not know at the time is the head of graduate admissions.
So I'm done with my PACE audition, and I'm done with my PACE audition, I'll say just that.
I was being so mysterious because I was still on campus and I was told to hush by Susan Ford. So the full drill of the story is that once Susan escorted me out, she started speaking in this really quiet manner. We chatted a little bit and then she told me I got in. There and then, on the spot. She told me to hush, that the other candidates are not supposed to know because the school does not usually announce results straight away like that. When I got the news like that, I was obviously a little emotional and then she gave me my next biggest acting task, which was to act normal in front of all the other candidates. I successfully kept hush as I walked out of the building with Farah.
So I am done with my PACE audition. I'm in for the Actors Studio Drama School. And thank you, Farah, my scene partner. I think we both earned a good time out of this. That's all we will say. Yeah.
There is still one more thing that I have to mention that Farah got into. It's insane because she did not even apply. So after Susan broke the news to me, she turned to Farah and asked her what she was doing. Farah said undergraduate, and then Susan said, please send in an application after she graduates. She will not have to go through another audition because they have seen what they needed to see and they will proceed straight to an interview. Wow. To celebrate this whole crazy whirlwind of an experience, we went to have Chipotle because I've never had that before and it was just opposite the Fulton Street station.
Having my first Chipotle experience with Farah. This is how it looks like. Yum. Thank you, Farah, for ignoring me for being on the phone. She's busy ironing out some open house stuff.
And after that, Farah had to go, so we said goodbye. And with my body tingling with all sorts of emotions, I spent the next few hours just exploring downtown Manhattan.
I'm not supposed to announce this yet, but because I just want to do this for myself because I kind of regret that I didn't do one for East 15 when I got in. So I just want to say that I got in on the spot after auditioning for the Actors Studio School of Drama. They worked me on the spot and they even put my scene partner in, and I am just so happy. For me, it's a great validation, it's a great feeling when you're just recognized, when people see you, believe in you for your potential, but not necessarily your skills or all your technique, but they believe that you can be trained to achieve your full potential, and that's just a lot to me. I was actually pretty emotional again when Susan Ford, when she told me that they want me on the spot, but I am frankly very emotional and I'm very happy that I got it. Yeah, now I just got the money for 3 years. She says she's gonna help me. I mean, Susan told me she's gonna help me any way she can to help me find money to actually go to school, but it's not a lot, so I have to work a little bit. But this is good news, and this feels like America, I'm coming for you. New York, I'm coming for you.
the vibe that I got from the area is that while the hustle bustle energy is there, it just feels a lot more disorganized. I think it could be because Manhattan's grid system doesn't really apply there. But anyway, in that few hours, yes, I saw the Brooklyn Bridge, but I did not go on because I scheduled in a voice lesson in the late afternoon with Derek Rosenblatt.
So I just finished a voice lesson here in New York with Derek Rosenblatt. I mean, I just wanted to try and see how how teachers are different than back in KL. And yeah, there are some similar stuff and there are some things that they do differently here that I can definitely take note on. And he said I have a pretty voice.
Actually, I feel like I wasted my money there, but only because I feel like I did not do so well in that voice lesson because my voice was just so incredibly dry that day. Derek told me it was most likely not because I'm not used to the weather, but because I'm not used to the indoor heating system, because apparently it heats up the space but it also dries up the air. Well, that explains a lot, like why a lot of performers have humidifiers in the dressing room. Anyway, after that, I just walked from where I had my lesson on 90-something Street all the way back to 66th Street just to explore and feel the vibe of that stretch between 90 and 60 West. And then I went to see the band's visit at night. I think I did not have dinner because the Chipotle was still burning in my tummy. The show was about 90 minutes with no intermission and fantastic. The cast did not come out to sign because it was just too cold that night. But I think I actually ended up walking right beside them in the opposite direction around the area of the theater. But it happened so fast, I did not react in time to actually stop them for a chat or pictures or whatever.
Oh, it's absolutely freezing now, but I'm just done watching the band's visit and I loved every single bit of it, just as I expected. But I think they overheated the house a little bit, so it was a little bit stuffy inside, and I think, not just me, but I think general crowd was a little bit sleepy. I was a bit on the dozing off side as well, but I didn't fall asleep. I was still paying attention, and I just loved every single bit of it. It just really shows the actors' homework because the accent work was tip top. The music playing was tip top, and the singing was tip top because I like that they didn't just sing pretty, they sang into character, which is just everything that this show needs because it's so much character work into this one. So yeah, they did what they could. Awesome, I love that.
And that wraps up my second day of auditioning in NYC. In the coming video, I will talk about my audition for the new school and my adventure before and after the audition. So stay tuned, follow and subscribe. Thank you, bye! Just a quick update on the fundraising. I am slowly but surely moving towards my goal of raising enough funds for the student visa. But I need to move more quickly to allow for enough time for the visa application. So please donate and keep sharing the crowdfunding campaign. Thank you!